What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, April 29th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you're having a great week. And let's take a look at the astrology for this Friday. It's crazy. This is a beautiful weekend that we have with Jupiter and Venus coming together, and they're very close today. But it's also Pluto retrograde in Capricorn for the final time in our lives, and Neptune's in Pisces too with Venus and Venus and Jupiter. So oh my gosh, it's pretty amazing stuff that we get to live through. Sun is at 9 degrees. That's a Martian Aries degree. So there's definitely, with the moon in Aries finishing up there and balsamic with the sun in Taurus, like there's a deep need to express and identify what our deepest values are and to really know ourself at the deepest level, especially because right as Pluto goes retrograde, that moon's going to square it from Aries here at these late degrees. And it's kind of intense, but I think it's a big character check to make sure you're living in your true authentic self, the identification of your soul, making sure that you're committing to your highest purpose and identifying with your strengths in life and the things that really do make you feel really good. And whatever that may be in life, this is just like a hell yes to that and a hell no to things that aren't. And I think this can be difficult for people who have been faking it. Capricorn, can put on a mask. And we all have to look at where we've been faking certain aspects of our life, where we've been going against our soul's identity and the things in life that really do fuel us to move forward. And I think this can be very powerful for us to show us how far we've come and how much further we can go, and to really put that passion out there to live a life that we value a lot. Top shelf stuff here. The touch, the feel, the taste, all the good things. If any part of our life is lacking that, this is where we can identify with that on the deepest of levels and really move forward with how that can be better. But it is an intense look, especially Pluto and Capricorn. It's the final time we're going to see this retrograde here. And it's been there since 2008. So this is like bringing everything from 2008 to a culmination point in our lives. And think about all the growth that you've been through since then. Maybe there's been a couple identity changes. I know I've had a few. But a lot of this is realizing that this is your soul's character, and this is the identification of who you need to be right now to get a life of beauty, to get a life of substance, and to get a life of value. And as we're coming to a solar eclipse tomorrow, it really is all about being able to expand value for yourself and your worth and your confidence to create a life that is that frequency. And you have that power now. And I think that it's a great, beautiful thing that we get this transit. I think it's even beautiful that we get Pluto retrograde. And I know we've had all planets direct for a very long time. And this is the last time for the morning this Friday that we have all planets direct before Pluto stations retrograde at, I believe, like 11:32 a.m. on the West Coast. So, it's the last time we get all planets direct this year. It's just, we're ready to review a lot. And it could have felt like things had been go, 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 or press. And now our soul gets to take a deep look. I correlate Pluto often with the soul as an evolutionary astrologer, and our collective soul here is realizing that we're at the top of the mountain and that sometimes you have to kind of take a step back within yourself to realize you got the strength for the next step, or the next 2 steps, or the next 3, or whatever it is in life that's going to get you further to that ultimate value, which we haven't had a solar eclipse in Taurus since 1985 with the North Node. And the sun's within 5 degrees of Uranus. So we're already starting to feel this electricity in our lives, and we're starting to feel that there is rapid change that's coming in some of the places that we could have been feeling most secure. And the sun's with Eros, so there's passion. This is definitely an amazing time for connection, especially with Jupiter and Venus getting close together, as I mentioned. Like, that's beautiful. I really recommend everybody, like, Saturday morning, before the sun comes up, go see Venus and Jupiter in the sky. I know it's early for people. Like, I usually am driving home when I see Jupiter and, especially Jupiter lately. But even Venus, the morning star in the sky, it'd be worth it to see that. This is a once in a lifetime thing with Neptune here. We'll never see that again. And it's the two benefics in exaltation with Venus, and in its home sign, its dignification with Jupiter. So talk about expanding the best things in life that do feel good, that are the dream that you want to live and that you want to make real, and the amount of compassion and unbound love that can be out there for you, and how it's also a story change. And you have to be willing to open up a story that is unbound and to believe that unboundness is possible in your life, and to show great amounts of compassion to people in life that might not have the same value system or the same story as you, but to know that that's their story and it's not about their story. This is really a deep finishing, with the moon finishing in Aries and coming into Taurus by the end of the day to get ready for a solar eclipse in Taurus, closing out that Aries lunation with Chiron, that you are no longer a wounded identity. You are here to create beauty, unbound. And I think that that's a really important point to touch on right now, because we can all feel like it's hard at the top of this mountain of Capricorn with Pluto here, and we can all feel like we've gone through a lot. But we're still on the trail too, and we can't give up. And I think that that's one thing about this moon and Pluto square is there is a grit to this square that's like, I'm not going to give up. I want beautiful things in my life. I want to create. I don't want to live in fear. And there's also the intensity of Scorpio with Saturn square these nodes, and the moon also quincunxed the south node. That we don't have to live an intense life if we don't want to. We just have to live a life that brings us complete, unbound potential, creativity, love, compassion, your spirituality. Those are the things that are meant to be created right now. And Mercury did the deep dive with Pluto. So we went deep already. We're ready to Mercury's coming into Gemini today too. Look at that. I almost forgot. So, Mercury's slowed down in Taurus and really figured out what we keep in our life is important, and the energy we keep is important. What do we really want to hold on to? And now it's coming into Gemini, where it's the ultimate stimulation. So this is really an important time. It's got to be stimulating. Life has to be fun, exciting. The story has unlimited doorways and potentials. And there can be a narrative that wants life to go one way. We've seen that in the past over these last couple years. But this is about your identification of the exciting life that makes sense to you, that the facts are lined up, that it has the value, and that there's openness to it. Because being closed off or being in fear or just trying to keep yourself in intense situations right now or do what's trendy with Saturn in Aquarius isn't going to get you very far. So it's almost like run away from the trendy fear shit and go towards heaven and the beauty and the exciting routes that can take you on. And, talk about the things that make you happy. Let people know what you want. Let people know what you don't value too. And it's not about shaming anybody, but be open right now. This is a time of really opening doors in your life so that whatever comes in the world, you can feel like you're at least in a place of self-love, self-worth, self-value, and pure identification of who you are, why you're here, and what you're going to do. And maybe we never know those questions, but at least if you believe that you're here for a purpose, you're going to create something. And there's a lot of power to that. And the Sun and Mars are in sextile, so there's a lot of energy as that's building, as that's growing, for a solar eclipse that will have Jupiter and Venus conjunct, that will have Mars sextile the Sun. There's a lot of good things in this solar eclipse. It's intense because guess what? That South Node in Scorpio is still a thing, and Saturn's still squaring it. But you don't have to take part in that. In fact, the intensity and the despair and the darkness of life is all just an illusion. So anytime you're getting trapped into one of those stories right now, this is your ultimate opportunity to shift your beliefs, to open your peripherals to all that can be, that doesn't have to be any of that. But hey, if you like that stuff, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life either. hope you are ready to have a great day. Happy Friday. I think there's a lot. This is exciting, especially having Mercury ingress and Venus is about to ingress into Aries. And I know that's Venus's detriment next week, but you know what? It's good for us right now to really get singular about our values and the people we want to be around. And again, it's not about judgment or putting people down, but it is about knowing who you are and what you want and what you like and what feels good to you. That is extremely important as things get maybe a little cray-cray in the world. 3 of Wands in reverse. We don't want to be scared of a great adventure. I think we want to open up to it. I feel like we're all a little apprehensive, like what is going to happen? Let's just be open to the journey here. Like there's no reason to not want, like, it's just on a Harley, you got the world as your head. Like there's no reason to be like afraid of something that might actually be the most exciting thing in your life, or to worry or to stress or to not want to expand right now. I know it's a time of like feeling like there can be restrictions all over the place, but what if the greatest potential is just to keep expanding the things that make you feel good? With Jupiter and Venus, I tend to think that's true. 4 of Swords in reverse. This is the card of rest, renewal, kind of like calming the world and calming yourself away from the world. But this is reverse, so it's like, it's not all just rest either. Like maybe we're tired, maybe we're up, but there's also something about you got the downloads already. You took that time to get it. Now identify with it and start creating those things and closing out the things in life that are not on that level with you. And the Page of Swords upright. Yeah, the exciting things in life, delivering the message that you want things to be the way that you value them, that you want. Like this is your kind of choice. And I think that it's that curiosity in life right now that can really, really benefit us. So being curious and being open to so much potential that exists. And it's kind of a funny card. It's got Facebook and Instagram in the background. The socials. Looking out at the socials. There's a lot of messages out there. Maybe a lot of your friends, maybe a lot of our greatest friends and connections we've met on social media even. I don't know why that's even coming through. It's like, maybe it's because I hear a lot of people too that say, gosh, I have so many friends online that I wish were in my life. And I would say I feel similar. Like there's a lot of cool connections and people that I've met online that I really do wish were in my physical world. And I think it's about knowing that like that can show up in real life, and not to block yourself from, or being like, I have to look out in the distance and these people that are my tribe are so far away. There's people very close to you in physical proximity that are ready to be on your exciting journey with you. And I think it's just about maybe venturing out and being open to who can come in and who can be a part of that. And definitely like delivering the info. It's going to be important. Mercury's going to retrograde in Gemini. It's definitely there's going to be a lot of information that comes out. So pay attention to it. It's also got the binoculars. Pay attention to it, but don't let it manipulate or trick you into thinking that you can't create a beautiful life. I love y'all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Friday. I'll see you for the weekend horoscope tomorrow. Much love. Peace.